Thanks, Riaz. Two hikers who found themselves stranded on Grouse Mountain last night have now been rescued. North Shore Rescue put out a tweet around 9 p.m. about an operation underway in the Mount From area. The hikers were later found in a drainage area near the cut. Both are said to be okay. This has been a record-breaking year in terms of rescues for North Shore Rescue. Health authorities are warning patients after a man posing as a doctor asked for deposits to perform surgeries.
To be a doctor and even taking deposits for surgery has been red flagged as a fake. According to Vancouver Coastal Health, Aston Nguyen Fong Nguyen has been advertising his services on ratemds.com. After seeing his profile online, some potential patients called Vancouver General Hospital to confirm his credentials, which is when they realized he was a fraud.
We have heard that someone by the name of Mr. Aston Nguyen has been advertising his services as a surgeon at VGH, and he's asking his prospective patients to pay him for a deposit for their surgery. But this person actually has no affiliation with Vancouver Coastal Health or Vancouver General Hospital. He is not registered with the College of Physicians and Surgeons of BC, and he's not authorized to practice medicine here in BC.
And news of this surgery scam has a lot of people quite disappointed.
People are not made aware that they can search up surgeons they can have on the College of Physicians website, and I think we need to make that more aware.
It's actually pretty shocking how people can let that happen, you know. I just find that kind of ridiculous in a way.
Any patients who have paid Nguyen a deposit for surgery are asked to contact the College of Physicians and Surgeons of BC, as well as your local police department. In Vancouver, Ashley Burr, City News.
An economics professor from Simon Fraser University has died in Colombia. Ramazan Jensi's wife has now confirmed the news on social media, saying he suffered an untimely death. He was attending seminars in the country and was last seen at a salsa club on December 6 in the northern part of the country. Circumstances surrounding his death are still unclear, but a Turkish newspaper is reporting Jensi was poisoned. Well, Evergreen Cannabis in Kits is about to become Vancouver's first legal pot shop. The store has been in business but didn't have an official license. It stopped selling marijuana just before legalization on October 17th. Since then, it's been open but only selling accessories like pipes and vaporizers. The shop will open its doors at 11 a.m. tomorrow. Well, shocking new numbers from the BC Coroner's Office surrounding our province's overdose crisis. 120 suspected drug overdoses were reported last month, a 13% increase from November of 2017. It's equivalent to roughly 4 deaths per day. Fentanyl was detected in roughly 85% of the cases. 1,380 people died from a suspected overdose in BC between January 1st and November 30th of this year. A majority of those people were men, most between 19 and 59 years old. Most of the deaths happened indoors at a private residence. The report also finds there were no deaths at a supervised consumption or drug overdose prevention site. The 3 communities with the highest number of drug overdoses are Vancouver, followed by Surrey and Victoria. Vancouver police are asking for your help in finding a missing elderly woman with dementia. Rosemarie Birchill was last seen getting off a bus near East Broadway in Fraser just before 7 last evening. The 79-year-old is white, 5'3". She's slim and has short brown hair. She needs daily medication for diabetes. If you see Rosemarie, please call 911 and stay with her until help arrives. Well, there are lots of things that can be a bummer, but it's still no reason to call 911. Greg Harper has ECOM's top 10 list of calls that don't require a 911 response.
So are you calling 911 regarding the time change?
911 is for crimes where there's life and death emergencies, not to report a jockey lost.
It's a sample of some of the not-so-emergency calls handled by 911 call takers at ECOM this year. The Emergency Communications Center has released its top 10 reasons not to call 911.
911, police, ambulance, or fire.
Apparently the time change, a lost jacket, and even the windshield wipers not working were valid reasons for some British Columbians to call 911.
What not a lot of people realize is that we have to treat every single call that comes through our center as an emergency until we can determine otherwise.
Your initial judgment call has to come into order, and you have to really determine whether there is a hidden emergency going on. You have to listen to sounds around you and listen to the caller and what he's saying, make sure you're asking enough questions to really just determine if his safety is in jeopardy or not.
So the call takers here at ECOM work 12-hour shifts, 4 on, 4 off. 92% of all emergency calls made in BC this year were answered here. That's more than 1.4 million calls. Now, most of them are real emergencies, but there are also calls like this.
Okay, well, that's not illegal. It's not very nice, but it's not illegal, and we can't tie up an emergency line for something like that. That's not an emergency.
That's how Heather Andrews handled the call that tops this alarming list. Someone decided to call 911 to complain about a local fast food restaurant not being open 24 hours as advertised.
The point really is to just get the caller off the line as quickly as possible, but you have to make sure that you're not missing anything first. So once it is truly determined that the nature of the call is a non-emergency, then you just have to be as polite and quick as possible of getting them off the line, just so we don't tie up any more resources.
ECOM is hoping the list of top 10 reasons not to call 911 will remind some British Columbians that every emergency call should be a real emergency.
Emergency calls are for people who need immediate assistance from first responders. So somebody's health, safety, property is in jeopardy, or a crime's in progress. Those are all reasons to call 911.
Now, are you calling 911 because they're not redeeming your coupon for you?
In Vancouver, Greg Harper, City News.
Oh, man. All right, I'll send it over to you, Russ.
Yes, amazing patient workers at ECOM, and we're very thankful to have them. Yes. I couldn't do that job. Not a chance. No.
No.
We'll try to do this one and see if we can figure out the weather report for you, Mary.